new products from Charlotte Tilbury still grab your attention as much as they used to? Well, you will find out today as we look at a couple of new releases from Charlotte with me, Rebecca. I am a 20-plus year veteran of fashion and beauty journalism, and I have founded Not Fit for Print Beauty here, so you can have a little beauty magazine, kind of figuratively, flip through every day or so here on YouTube. Let's go ahead and get started. Charlotte has just released two new, one new-ish, one really new, one new-ish, we'll talk about it, products. At time of filming, they're still on her app, but by the time I play with all this and edit it, put it together, maybe they'll be available online. So I'll try to get all that info to you. First of all, we have the Unreal Skin Sheer Glow Tint, and we also have the Beautiful Skin Lip and Cheek Tint. This is the one that's kind of new. Real quick ingredients for my ingredient geeks. It's both products right there. Let's give both of them their due. Okay. The Unreal Skin Sheer Glow Tint is her new foundation. It has, I did little air quotes like that for a reason. We'll talk about it. It has 20 different shades and is $46 each. This achieves what Charlotte Tilbury says is a ring light effect with sheer to light buildable coverage. It's you can have a few different shade choices. If you want to go a shade that's possibly a little bit lighter for you, you're going to get a really brightened complexion. You can go a little bit deeper even to kind of give that more glowy or bronzed look for the summer months, depending upon where you live. And you can go with your perfect shade to just have very natural looking skin. You can also use this product to touch up on the go, which is really kind of cool, especially for those of us in very hot climates where the makeup just seems to slide right off. There are 20 shades. I got 2 shades, and normally when I get 2 shades, I will show you both. This time I'm not even bothering because one is very wrong. I got 3 fair and 4 fair. We are smack dab in the middle of a wear test with the 4 fair all over my face. Both are neutral shades. Let me just show you why. Here was the 3 fair that I put on my face, and it just sat there like really, really white. There was no point. And my face and my hand are not the same shade, but I think you'll get the idea. And then here is the shade. In the middle of my hand is the shade that I am wearing. Both are neutral. I am a light medium neutral. So I never know, do I go fair? She went from fair to medium here. And there's only 20 shades because they're very stretchy. Here's the one I'm wearing, the 4. Here's the 3. I don't know if you could see. It just looked like a white stripe on my face. Like I was a child pretending to be a zebra. There was just no point. And in fact, I never return. I'm really good about that. I never return. This one is so off, I might return. You're going to kind of have to take my word for it. So this is all 4. I like the 4 fair. I think it's a little bit lighter, but then I get that one shade lighter and it brightens me up. And I've had a terrible cold, as you know, so I kind of needed the brightening. Like I said, we're in the middle of a wear test here. I do a check-in at 2 hours. We're at about 4 hours in. I'm going to try to go a lot longer. So we'll have wear tests throughout, but it's doing actually really well. I like the way it's settling in. Charlotte Tilbury talks about, she packages this cleverly with 2 different products. One is her Magic Cream, and if you haven't tried Magic Cream, it's iconic for a reason. We are going to do some skin prep with it first. Charlotte recommends skin prep with Magic Cream with pretty much every product she releases, but in this one, she even has all the models using it first. It's not that unusual, but I do put a little bit of it on. And we'll talk about how much to put on of this Magic Cream or your preferred skin prep moisturizer. It doesn't have to be Magic Cream. She also packages this on her website with this, or on the app currently, with her pressed powder, her famous pressed powder. I'm going to use a teeny bit of that today, and you'll see that in the demo, and I'll explain how and why. I try not to mess with the product too much because I want an undisturbed wear test, which we're, like I said, in the middle of. But the other thing I want to talk about today is a slightly new product, new-ish product, and that's the Beautiful Skin Lip and Cheek Tint. I got 2 of the 5 shades. They're $40 each, which is quite a pretty penny. And I got 2 of them. I got, obviously, Paradise Pink Glow. It's obviously pink. And I picked up the Sunset Bronze Glow. We're going to try them on separately in the demo. I've mixed them here rather than wash my face off and disturb the wear test that we've got going with the foundation underneath. So they're kind of mixed here. These are weightless, buildable. You can kind of press them onto your skin. They blend beautifully. And yes, even she admits these are essentially the Pillow Talk Lip and Cheek Glow in other colors. They're not called the Pillow Talk Lip and Cheek Glow, but she keeps saying, even in her literature, just like. So it's the same. I like these better. I think maybe the colors appeal, the shades appeal to me more. I was never a huge fan of those. Was it Color of Dreams? Color of Passion, was that what it? I never loved those, but I didn't love the shades. So maybe that's it? I don't know. But these are called Beautiful Skin Lip and Cheek, so they've had a little bit of a rename. But I do believe it's essentially the same product. They have a really, really pretty casing and a mirror, and it's nice because they do feel really nice on the lips. I don't, and I'll talk about this in the demo, I don't love a product that does a lot of things. I think it doesn't do any of them well, but it is nice to have something you can tap on the lips too. In the warm California sunshine, we have our Sunset Bronze Glow on the left and Paradise Pink Glow on the right. The packaging of this is really pretty, except for this odd. I think it's really kind of strange. Maybe you can tell me if this is just me. The way the name is printed on here, I think that looks a little tacky. Does it not? Am I being picky? Like, this is pretty. And I'm like, that's like really big, right? I don't know. And the stick rolls up, rolls back down. We're also going to talk about the slip to this because there's stick foundation and there's stick foundation. We can talk about Tom Ford and Merit. Fenty just released a new one. So I want to talk about that. This is, I'll just tell you, this is a little slippier than some, but a little less than most. But it's on the slippy side. It is not, I will say in the demo, I thought this was going to be like the Natasha Denona product that was pressed, and really shiny. Or I thought it was going to be like Hollywood Flawless Filter in a cream stick, but it's not. It's definitely a very sheer to light coverage foundation, and I'm excited to share that with you. So we're going to go right now to the demo. Do check out below in the description bar for information on our under $5 a month membership here on YouTube and our free Facebook chat group. Wow, we're building up on that one. We're past 150, I think, right? Maybe almost towards 200 now. So come on over and join us, and all that information is down below in the description bar, along with where to purchase and stuff. All right, let me show you how this all began. All right, let's get this wear test started. I would normally show you both shades, but I did explain that in the intro. In case you're skipping around, I got 3 fair and 4 fair, and, well, it's not fair to use shade 3. It's way too light. So we're going to go with 4 all over the face. Now, it is not unusual for Charlotte Tilbury to recommend using her Magic Cream first as kind of a skin prep / primer. She'll often recommend it, but with this particular product, she really recommends it. She actually pretty much has it as part of the process and has all the models doing that as well. It's not entirely uncommon, but it could be a marketing ploy to sell more Magic Cream. What isn't a marketing ploy? But in for a penny, in for a pound, let's play along. So I'm just going to dip in. This is very rich, the Magic Cream. It's a lovely, lovely moisturizer if you've never tried. So I'm going to put it on lightly. I do have some morning skincare that is sunken in already, but I didn't moisturize because I knew we would be doing this. So let me just get this on. Okay, now we're moisturized all over and we're ready for our application. And do not worry, I'm not tugging on my skin. I also am going to put a little extra here around my nose. As you know, I've been a little bit of a sickie, so I've got a peeling nose, which is definitely not appealing, let me tell you. Okay. All right. So now we're ready for shade 4, and we're going to start with one side of the face. Now, Charlotte Tilbury does say that you can go ahead and apply this with your fingers in the same way that you would a cream. Let's see. I have some brushes here too. Some of you will choose to go right from the tube like this, and others of you will put it onto a brush and onto your face. There's no right or wrong here. I don't share makeup, so let's just go ahead and do this. This is the also neutral shade. Fair. I don't know. It's really hard to get a read for what shade to use, so let's do this with a brush, just on this side. Remember, we're talking very light coverage here. In the sheer to light category, so light that we're going sheer to light, but I actually do think that's a good shade for me. One shade lighter, and I actually think I could have gone a little darker, but one shade lighter is, you know, to brighten, which I kind of need a little bit of brightening now. So that's one side with, one side without. I do not have any concealer or anything on, and I'm going to try, if I can, not to wear any. Maybe a little bit in my dark pits of despair here, just because I've been sick and I look maybe not doing the product justice. So maybe a little bit, but I try not to put anything over. I'm not going to put any sort of a setting spray or, you know, a mist or a lot of concealer, because then we don't know what's causing the problems. We'll talk about how powder could come into play. So let's build it. It proposes that it is buildable. So let's just go ahead and do that. I'm even putting a little on the eyes. I actually do like this shade, guys. Let's see what happens if I use my hands to blend it, gently, of course, which is something Charlotte Tilbury does recommend. Oh, and it blends beautifully over that magic cream or whatever moisturizer you like. There's no pilling and no issues. Okay, so we tested the buildable, blendable part of the scenario. You would definitely need concealer, though, if you had any blemishes, because this is sheer to light coverage. This side, of course, has nothing but the magic cream, morning skincare. This side has now 2 little layers of this brand new Unreal Skin Sheer Glow Tint. It's a very pretty, very lightweight. I thought this would look a little bit like Hollywood Flawless Filter in a stick, and that's not the case at all. But it really does kind of perfect the skin. And in a way, I am a good model for it now, because I do have kind of sallow, sick, you know, I look like I've been through it, you know, because I kind of have. I've been real sick. So, you know, in a way, it's really perking up the skin when you compare it to nothing. But it's not much more. I actually think so far this is really pretty. I'll be interested in how it lasts. Okay, let me do the other side also in this shade for Fair. Let's see what we come up with. I'll speed it up. Okay, what do you think? You know, I was sitting there putting that on thinking, would I have needed a heavy moisturizer with this product? I'm not sure. I feel okay about it because I always put on moisturizer in the morning anyway. And I do love this moisturizer from Charlotte Tilbury. I did it very sparingly. I don't know if you noticed. Some people, when they put on moisturizer in the morning, really cake it on. And I didn't do that. I don't feel like you need to. I mean, this spread very nicely. You know, there's sticks of makeup, you know, like if you talk about Fenty or Merit, some are a little bit slipper, you know, they have more of a slip than others. Like with the Merit one, I really feel like I need something underneath it. I don't know if I would have needed this. So if you have a oilier complexion, experiment with more or less skincare underneath it. Because, I mean, it has a nice slip to it. Okay, so we're not powdering per se, but do you know what I think I might do, actually? I think I'm going to go off camera right now, and I think I'm going to just kind of do a little bit of mascara and brows. I think I'll do a little bit of, because she does sell this in a bundle with her regular old powder. I think I will, you know, the pressed powder. I think I'll do a little bit just kind of under the eyes, and let's just see how that goes too, because she is bundling them together. I don't usually like to do powders because we have so many different kinds, but sticking Charlotte to Charlotte doesn't seem that unreasonable. All right, the other thing I'm going to do is also give this quite a few hours so that when we come back to do the beautiful skin, lip, and cheek tint, we'll also have a little bit of some wear time hours underneath our belt, and it can serve as a check-in. All right, so just don't go anywhere, because to you, it's going to be lickety-split. This is going to serve as our 2-hour check-in, and let me just be very clear about everything that I have done here. I said I wasn't going to use any powder, but I do realize that she packages these all together. So very minimally, very sparingly. I did use my Airbrush Flawless Finish, the pressed powder. I wear it in the shade 2, and let me tell you what I did with it. I put it very sparingly around the nose. I mean, just very sparingly. I'm so sniffly, it's not fair to the product. Very sparingly around the nose, and very sparingly here. I did put a little color corrector, barely any. It's not really making much of a difference, just in this spot and in this spot, only because I've been sick and I want to do the product justice. it's not enough to really have done anything, but I want to be entirely transparent, okay? So before we get to our beautiful skin, lip, and cheek, and obviously we're going to give this a lot longer than a 2-hour wear test, I did want to take a look at what we have, keeping in mind color corrector, powder, powder. Okay, all right, let's take a look. Well, a few things to note. It's not as kind of reflective or dewy as I thought it would be. It's much more natural. And I do know it's called Sheer Glow. Sheer for sure. Glow, not as much. Perhaps you can up the glow if you use a little more skin prep underneath. I don't know. And I've just been chilling out for 2 hours just like this. I noticed a few things. It's sitting on the top of the skin here a little bit towards the hairline, like it kind of wants to unblend itself a little bit. But when I blend it, all is well. It's glowing a little bit on these pores. I was trying to figure out how to phrase this, but it's not really emphasizing them. It's glowing a little bit on the pores. Had I really gone all out with the powder, let me tell you, if I were really just like on my own about to go out with friends or something, I would powder my T-zone. And I have very normal skin, but I probably would. The areas that are not powdered are not sticky, which is nice. Again, this is not Hollywood Flawless Filter in a stick. I'm doing a review before I've seen other reviews. You might have the advantage of seeing a ton of other reviews. So please keep in mind when I'm doing this, a little bit of a vacuum here. And so it's not distracting or pulling away from my pores, but it's not necessarily drawing attention to them either. You know, I think in a way, it's kind of pretty. But if you're a powder person, you'll like to powder this. It's actually kind of pretty. And it's looking better as the day wears on, but we're going to let this go many, many more hours. All right, let's take a look, as we let this wear test go on, let's take a look at our beautiful skin, lip, and cheek tint. Now, I have 2 of the 5 shades, and normally, I would do one, wash it off, do the other. I don't want to be washing off our wear test here. So I'll just stay a little mismatched. I'm okay with that. Okay, let's see. Maybe I'll have to film the intro after the wear test. I don't know. So we have 2 shades here. I went ahead and got Paradise Pink Glow, as you know, and Sunset Bronze. Very mismatched, I'm going to be. And I think I already want Sunset Bronze on the lips. This is going to be a little bright for me on the lips. So let's go ahead and do it. Okay. I'm never a fan of Jack of all trades. I always think it's master of none. But let's be fair. Same formula, feels like the same. Something I would use on cheeks and lips in a pinch. But very pretty. Okay, so Charlotte says use fingers. You could use whatever you're comfortable with. Let's go ahead and apply. This is the Sunset Bronze Glow, and it is very pretty. This is a cream blush and nothing more. And cream blushes are beautiful on the lips. And great, like I said, in a pinch to pull this out of your bag and apply it. But for your everyday look, I don't know if you would choose that. It's up to you. It depends if you like multi-purpose. Very pretty though. Loving this shade. Loving the blendability. I am not dragging. I am just tapping. It is not pulling up the little sheer foundation Unreal Skin Sheer Glow Tint underneath. And that is very, very pretty. All right, let's try this shade, which I'm admittedly a little bit afraid of. I thought it was a little editorial, so I thought we'd try it. This is the Paradise Pink Glow. Are y'all pinked out? Here we are another summer. This is not the Barbie summer of last summer with all the pinks. Feels like it was just yesterday. This year has gone really quickly. Is it just for me? The year's gone really quickly. So, okay, nice. That's not as pink as I feared it would be in the pan. I am overdoing both of these blushes. Please do not think that I would just go outside wearing them this way. I would not, I promise. Kind of nice too to have this really kind of stick cream foundation and that slightly similar texture over the top, and we'll talk about what that does in the feel, and if together they create any issues with the skin. All right, so there we go. I'm a little mismatched, and I don't want to wash off. We have our Paradise Pink Glow here, and our Sunset Bronze Glow right here. What do you think? I'm going to mix them. That's what I'm going to do. I don't want to wash my face off. I think I'll mix them a little bit just to look a little bit more normal. And we're going to let this ride as long as we possibly can before we do a final wear test. So far, I'm liking this. But I have a lot of thoughts on who will like this and who won't like this. So please stick around. Okay. It's been 8 hours, which I think is a pretty good wear test. Let me tell you what I've done. I did even out the cheeks because I had to run a few errands and it was pretty glaringly obvious. And I evened them out mostly with this one, the Sunset Bronze. I prefer the bronzier look in the warm weather, which it is hot out here. And I've added a little bit as a stain. I just tapped some more onto the lips. It actually stayed pretty well on the lips, to be honest with you. And I haven't powdered this. Okay, so before we look at it at 8 hours, let's talk about a lot of things. Number one, take a look at the blush. So this was touched up 6 hours ago, because remember we were 2 hours into the wear test. Not bad. I overdid it and then leveled them out without washing my face. Okay. So, you know, I over applied a little bit, so they've had a chance to stay on better, but I think they look really, really nice. The only powder, as you recall, I applied was a little bit of the Airbrush Flawless Finish powder here, the pressed powder, just a little bit here and here. So I haven't put it over the cheeks. Now, you might be saying to me, look, if I had a stick foundation, cream stick foundation on, and a cream blush, you bet I would be powdering. And you could do that perfectly easily. I'm not that into powder. And no, it is not sticky. My hair would not stick to this. I do not feel any sort of tackiness at all. It has just kind of blended in almost like a serum would. I do not feel sticky or yucky at all. Okay, 2 hours in, I reported that it was kind of settling in certain areas. Let's see if that's the case after a total of 8 hours. Not at all. At about 2 in, I felt like I needed to kind of do some touch-ups with my hands, but not at all. Not at all. All right, let's talk about the pores, blemishes, uneven skin tone, keeping in mind that this product is supposed to be very, very minimal sheer to light coverage. So let's not task it with something it's not even claiming to do. I have noticed that it is extremely light, very natural, very, very natural. This absolutely looks like it's skin-like with a tad bit of glow. Absolutely looks skin-like, but evens out the tone. Kind of what I hoped personally that the Lisa Eldridge would do for me. And some people say it does for them, but it doesn't do for me. That one feels like water. This one definitely covers it. What I was worried about with A, shine, not having trouble with that, albeit a very normal skin tone. B, I was worried that it would be like nothing on the skin. No, it really is, feels like nothing, looks like nothing, but it's definitely brought my skin, brightened it, and gotten rid of any redness. I do need more concealer. If I were going out on my own, if I weren't testing this product for 8 hours, I would have put more concealer down and around on some problem areas I'm having right now just because I'm a bit of a sickie. But I don't miss it because it really has leveled out my face. I find that this will be really comfortable to wear in the hot months of the summer, depending on the hemisphere, whether you're coming into those right now or not, where you live. But yeah, it feels really good, and my skin feels really soft and smooth and not sticky. And after 8 hours, I'm loving it. I'm glad I put a little bit of the powder under my eyes. I don't have real concealer under my eyes here, but I did run the foundation up there, and so it's not, the powder stopped it from settling in. And around lines too. It's really gliding on top of the skin. I actually think this is a winner, you guys. Now, it is slicker than, say, Merit. Much slicker. A little less slick than Fenty. A lot of you told me that the new Fenty stick drove you crazy because it just got too greasy looking on you. This is a little less so, but it's getting to that side of it if I were to make a spectrum out of these stick foundations. But it is it's a pretty one. Yeah, I'm thinking I like it. And interestingly enough, maybe it's just the shade choices, but I'm liking these a little more than I ever did the Pillow Talk. Color of Dreams, Color of Passion, or whatever those were. Maybe it was just the shades in those I didn't love, but I'm enjoying this one. I would probably not put it on the lips, but you know, it's nice to have it serve multi-purpose as any cream cheek product would. And maybe I'm just broken down with more and more and more cream blushes that I work with every day. So there's also that bias maybe is gone towards powder. I admit that psychologically that could be the case. Let me tell you, even this really shocking pink shade was super pretty when applied on. I'm giving a thumbs up. I'm going to keep wearing this, but these are definitely going to be whether you enjoy a multi-purpose cheek. You're not going to enjoy or unenjoy these less or more than any other that you have that are cream, to be honest with you. If you're over-creamed, you know, it's a really pretty one. It applies well, doesn't pull up product underneath, but that's going to be up to your collection and what you need. In terms of this, I'm going to actually give this a thumbs up, you guys. I like it. I like this Unreal Skin Sheer Glow Tint with my normal, non-greasy skin. Those of you who have an oilier T-zone are going to want to powder the T-zone, but I think that's going to take care of it. And if you have an oilier complexion, just don't do a lot of the skin prep underneath. And if you're really dry, do more. I think it's a winner. Yeah, I'm going with a winner. I'll keep experimenting, but I haven't seen a lot of reviews. But I've been playing with it for a day or so. Yeah, I'm going with a winner. I like this product. I do. I like this, and I'm talking about the Unreal Skin Sheer Glow Tint. The beautiful skin, lip, and cheek tint, that's just up to you. It's just another one. They're pretty, but that's up to you. All right, I need to know what your thoughts are, please, down below. I mean, this is what makes us a community. Have you gotten yours early and tried it? Please let me know. I am really, really curious for those thoughts. And make sure that you subscribe and like and share. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye. Liking this.